What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Orange Crush Hour. It's your host, JMX, my other host, Trav, man. And today we got a good one for you guys. We're going to be talking about the schedule release. The schedule came out, 2 days ago, I think? 3 days ago, something like that. And yeah, the Broncos schedule is out after everybody trying to leak the games and whatever that stuff was about, man. But we got the schedule, and I'm not going to lie to you. I got a little mixed feelings about it. But overall, I'm excited for the season. I'm excited for the first game of the season and the first 3 games we have. I'm liking our chances a lot. But before we get into everything, Trav, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Ready for football to be back.
Facts. I can't wait, bro. We are almost at that time. But right now, all we got is really NBA, early baseball. The playoff, the playoffs have been really good so far. I'm not gonna complain about it, but hey, man, it just goes to show that nothing like the fact that I was watching the draft over the NBA playoffs just goes to show how much better the NFL is than the NBA. Like it's not even fucking close, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. Broncos schedule is out. First things first, me and Trav, we're gonna go over the schedule and then give our record predictions for everything. Week 1, Broncos staying at home. They got the Titans week 1. They travel to Indy week 2. Week 3, they go LA, play the Chargers. Then they got the Bengals on that's Monday Night Football. Yeah, they got the Bengals in Denver Monday Night Football. That's gonna be a crazy ass game. Week 5, they travel to Philly. Week 6, they play the Jets in London. Week 7, they got the Giants at home. They got the Cowboys at home. Week 8, Week 9, they travel to Houston. Week 10, they got the Raiders on Thursday Night Football in Denver. Then Week 11, Kansas City in Denver, baby. Then we got shout out to Lee for giving us a bye week 12, man. Shout out to them. Week 13 and week 14, we travel to Washington and Vegas. And then we got 2 home games in a row: Green Bay, Jacksonville. Christmas in Kansas City. Was that third? Was that I can't remember what date it was, but it's on Prime.
Thursday night football.
Thursday Night Football, and then week 18, we finish season off at home against the Chargers. I want to start off with the division, man. What do you think our record in the division is going to be this year? I mean, because we got to admit the Raiders did get a little bit better. The Chiefs, I would say the Chiefs kind of got a little bit worse overall, and the Chargers kind of middled out. So, what do you think our record is going to be for the division this year? I think last year, what was our record last year? Last year we went, we lost 3 games, and so last year we went 3-3.
Yep. Personally, I think that we sweep the Raiders again. I know they got better, but I do think that they're still way worse than us. I think we sweep them. I think that we split with the Chiefs, and I think we split with the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers sweep us again.
Yeah, I feel like that. Last year they swept us was like kind of crazy. Like I think that was the first time they swept us, and I don't know how fucking long. I think we were sweeping them even when like we were bad, bro. So yeah. I don't think that's gonna last too much longer. But I would say for me, I definitely think we split with the Chiefs. The Chargers, I say we split with them, and the Raiders. See, I'm gonna say sweep for now, but don't be surprised if they like find a way to go one out on that short week. After we play Houston, we got them on that short week. But that game is in Denver. So, and it's on prime time. So I'm liking our chances in that one. But I just got that feeling we might split with the Raiders. But as of now, I'm gonna say sweep. So I say we go 4-2 in the division this year. So that's already starting off good right there. But let's go to week 1, man. Titans. We got Cam Ward right out the gate. Cam Ward, I ain't gonna lie, they hold Cam Ward, bro. Giving him us week 1 in Denver is crazy work. But who you got in that game, man?
Dude, I'm going to that game, so I'm super hyped up. I'm ready to go. Already bought my tickets. Going to be super close to the field. I feel bad for Cam Ward. His welcome to the NFL is against the Denver Broncos in an altitude that he's probably never felt before. And we know what the Broncos do to QBs named Cam. It's going to be really bad for him. I think he might play decent, but I also feel like he's going to be getting destroyed, man. Like their O-line's not very good. They got Dan Moore from the Steelers. He's terrible. Whoever's on that side is going to just bully Cam Ward, and you know what? He's going to get a welcome to the league moment. I think Denver blows them out at home week 1.
That's crazy, but I mean, we'll see. I would say the last 2 years we've definitely struggled in the first few weeks of the season. I think we started off with 0-5 with the first year, right, or something like that, something crazy like that.
Yeah, we
We
did
started
start off bad. Yep.
Yeah, we started off bad. Last year, we started off 0-2, but I mean, we had a rookie QB. I think they definitely gave us a favorable week 1 and week 2 matches to kind of start the season. Something in our favor for the first time it seems like in years that they gave us that. So I I really like our chances in this game, bro. I just think and it's like a regular game. It's 305 or whatever, 325, and it's Cam Ward's first game. I do expect the Broncos to start out just a little slow offensively. I don't think they're going to come out the gate really like. Now, if they come out the gate bombing away, I'm changing the outlook I have on this entire season. Like, oh shit, they're crazy.
I think they're going to come out running the ball, that's going to be the crucial part. And honestly, bro, I think we I think we beat them by 20 plus, bro. Like
Yeah,
it's going to be like I think that it's just a unfortunate matchup. I mean, they have a rookie quarterback on the road in a hostile environment, against a team that has a really good defense. So, and I mean, the Titans aren't horrible. Like they're not a horrible constructed roster, but their O line's not that good. I just expect Denver to take control, and the defense is going to keep Bo Nix on the football field. That's what's going to be the crucial moment. Like I expect Cam Ward to turn the ball over a couple times.
yeah, facts. And I will say, I'm interested to see how Sean kind of treats Bo early in the season. Excuse me, if he kind of does it's kind of similar to what he was doing last year with him, or does he kind of give him a little bit more range to the offense? What I think is going to happen, I think he's going to dial him back just a little bit early, and let him warm up. Is kind of like we saw a little bit last year, but just way quicker though. Like I think you're going to see maybe about after week 2, Bo starts letting Bo rip it, like how we saw kind of towards the end of last year. But yeah, I think we take care of it in week 1. Week 2 against the Colts, that's an away game. See, the Colts is always a trap game with us, bro. It's always like I don't know what it is about that organization when it comes to us, bro. We always be tussling with them every single time. I would say in this one for me, I'm gonna give us the dub. I'm gonna give us a dub. I think only because I would have gave us a loss if this was like week 8, but week 2 we got them early on in the season. Um, and I think it's a perfect time to get the Colts early on in the season. Anthony Richardson, and look, yes, it's in Indy, so you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be maybe a little tough advantage, but I think overall, from what we saw last year, our defense is gonna adjust to how they play Anthony Richardson. Hell, even if he start, like he could lose that job, so we'll definitely see how that go. But I'm gonna still say he wins it. I think our defense is gonna adjust to how he did kind of he was having some moments with us when we played them last year. The Colts really should have won that game, but I mean I think Vance is gonna make the adjustments that he should have made the last time out. Our defense got way better, so I'm taking this pretty easily.
Yeah, I agree. I think it all comes down to coaching in this game. I think they have pieces, on their team on both sides of the ball that are solid. I just think that when we talk about Sean Payton and Vance Joseph, I mean, they had us on our toes last year, and once we started out coaching them, the game completely turned. And granted, Jonathan Taylor did help, dropping the ball on the goal line.
Crazy, man.
After that, Denver got momentum and just put belt to ass. I think I'm taking Denver pretty easily because of the defense in week 2.
Yeah, facts. I'm the same way. The Chargers. So, do you think we win week 3 or week 18 against the Chargers? We do because week 3 we got them on the road.
Um, I think we're going to get them on the road. I think we're going to start off. Like you said, we've started off a little slow the past couple years, but I also feel like that's because we had some significant holes that made us start off slow. I think we're going to start off hot. I think we beat the Chargers on the road week 3, and get our get back from them sweeping us last year. I think that our defense is going to make them struggle. However, they are a good team. I think they have weapons on the offense. I think their defense did take a step back though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go week 3 on the road. It's very tough, but right now I'm gonna go a loss. I think I think we lose this one in week 3. I think we start off 2-0. We go to 2-1, and it's kind of a wake up call going into this next game we're gonna talk about. But yeah, I just think the Chargers, they're still a really good coach team. I think the defense is still going to be respectable. I don't think it's going to be as good as it was last year, but I still think it's still going to, maybe cause us a little bit of, trouble, especially with the matchups and everything like that. But we'll see. But right now, I'm going to still go with the Chargers for that game. Week 4. Now, this game everybody been talking about, man, Monday Night Football. The Broncos got a little extra day to get it in, a rest. Week 4, Cincinnati. This time it will be in Denver. Try what you got.
That game last year just rubbed me the wrong way, bro. Like Denver fought all the way to overtime, and then didn't finish it. Denver's at home this time. I'm pretty sure we lost an OT in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
So I think that the home field advantage, prime time. All I'm going to say is Cincinnati better bring a defense to the NFL next season. If not, Denver has a defense. So it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be close. I'm taking Denver in week 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Denver as well on this one. I think this is get back written all over it. I think Riley Moss has a major bounce back game from this one. I think he has been thinking about that game all off season when people was clowning this man, and he really was coming back from an injury. I definitely think this is a game where Joe. I feel like Joe and them they might do theirs, but it's a very early on in the season game, and as we've known with Zach Taylor and the Bengals, they tend to start off their season a little bit rough. And I think going into Denver on Monday night, the world watching, I think the Broncos are coming, bro. I think last year it still left a sour taste in their mouth on how that game ended. Definitely was a sour taste. I'm gonna go to Broncos. I think they get their revenge. I think Jamar I think Jamar has a better game on pat a little bit, but I think the Broncos pull this one out. I think this might be Jahdae Barron's like first game where he has his like I'm in the league moment, where he definitely has that moment where it's like, damn, they got another elite corner, and it's like kind of stamped. I think this is the game for that because I mean they're gonna have to go after somebody. Last year we saw they went after Moss, they went after McMillan. I think this year is gonna be a lot tightened up. I'm going with Denver, man.
I agree. We should wear the throwbacks this game. If anybody from the Broncos front office watches this, put the throwbacks on this game, please.
Yeah, I would love us to do the throwbacks in the Bengals where they're kind of like they're all whites. I feel like that'd be nasty.
That'd be a tough matchup. It would be tough.
That'd be crazy, bro. Week 5, Philly in Philly. I'm going with the Eagles. I'm gonna keep it real. Like I think we may have a chance, but I just hope we keep the game respectable. I hope it's like, I hope we win the game 24 to like. I mean, I hope we lose. Like if we lose the game, I want it to be like 24 to like 16. Like I want it to be somewhat respectable, but I just don't think. Now look, we could upset them, but I just don't think our offense is going to be that crazy against their defense. I think their offense could have their way. Their offense is better than ours, obviously. I think they're just going to put up more points than us. I just think it's that simple. I think unless they turn the ball over a lot, which they don't really do that much, Jalen Hurts doesn't really do that much anymore. I think that maybe we have a chance there, but we're not winning this game, bro. Respectfully.
I agree. However, I think that this is a game that's going to be close. A lot of people are probably going to say this is going to be a blowout game. I think this is going to be the best two defenses in the NFL matching up against each other, the best defense in the NFC, the best defense in the AFC. I think the key to success for Denver to stay in this game is stop Saquon Barkley. I think the secondary is going to do a good enough job against the receiving core. I think that this is going to be the game where we see, hey, did Denver really address the run stopping by doing what they did in the offseason, which I think they did. And, this is going to be a big game for Dre Greenlaw, in my opinion. I think it's going to be close. I do have us losing, but I wouldn't be surprised if we hang around till the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I just think, something's going to happen. Eagles are a better team right now.
They are a better team. I agree.
Yeah, they arguably got the best roster in the league. But yeah, I agree with everything you said, man. Week 6, the Jets in London. I think we're going to beat them again. I think last year, candid, I do think they're going to be a little bit better offensively. Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter that much. I think we go in there and I don't want to say smack them in the mouth, but I think we go in there and we can win that game comfortably. I think the Jets may make it a little tough at first, but I think the Broncos take care of business in this London game. I don't know, man. I just when I look at the Jets, I see the potential, but it's like I just don't think they have a better like better talent than us. And I definitely think up front, they got that rookie right tackle, Armand Membo, and he's gonna have his hands full. So definitely, I think the Broncos got the advantage in the trenches on both sides. So I mean, you can win it in the trenches, bro. And plus, we saw it was a nasty game with the Jets last year. Disgusting, ill. And I think this game is gonna be a lot more free, but same thing like last time. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Jets got better, kind of. But at the same time, I'm not too sold on their coach. And I also feel like Justin Fields is, one of those guys that just holds onto the ball way too long. Denver's defense is going to feast. I mean, they're probably going to get 3, 4, maybe 5 sacks this game. It's just going to be free. Their O-line is mid. Justin Fields is not really that great of, holding in the pocket with getting the ball out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's even going to be a competitive game. I think Denver stomps on them in London. I'm not worried about it. Like I think it could be a good game, but it just depends. I think we're going to really see. By then, we're going to know. I mean, by week 6, we're going to know if Aaron Glenn's a good coach. We're going to know if the Jets' defense got better. Me personally, I think they're still going to be one of the worst teams. So.
Yeah, we'll see, man. But I definitely win the game. I think their defense can be better, but we'll see. Week 7 against the Giants at home. Let's just move on. That's gonna be it. And I hate to be that confident, but we'll be okay against the Giants. I think we win that game.
Yeah, I mean, dude, come on. Like if Russell Wilson's starting, yeah, rip to them.
But yeah, no, especially if he's starting for real. Broncos. Week 8, the Cowboys in Denver. But the Cowboys ain't beaten us in over 30 years, I think, or it's exactly 30 years.
Yeah, 1995. They ain't.
So I don't think that streak is going to end this season unless some injury happens. I think we handle them at home as well. That defense against that Cowboys offense, I'm sorry, bro, but I'm taking Van Joseph over Brian Schottenheimer from just going into the season. I mean, you never know, bro. He could come out and be the best OC we may ever seen, but I don't know, man. I definitely think that CD versus Pat is going to be a show. Now they got Pickens over there too. I think it's going to be some good matchups across the board. But I think overall that Denver defense is going to be I think our defense is going to be insane this year, bro. And I think Dallas is going to fall victim to it. They do have a really good offensive line. So I say the offensive line is we got to see how it is, but usually it's pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely think this game is going to be won kind of in like the first half. Like we're going to see Dallas. You know what type of game you're going to get into with Dallas. If Dallas come out firing, you got a nail biter. If they come out slow, they're not winning that game, bro. That's just their recipe. It's been their recipe for the last few years. If our defense can come out and stop them kind of early, then I like our chance in this game. But, man, I don't think this is the year that they're going to break that streak and beat us. I just don't think this is the year for that, bro. Maybe if they still would have had Dan Quinn, I'd have been like, this could be the year. We'll see. But as of right now, the way their secondary is looking too, nah, I think Sean is going to have his way.
Yeah, I agree. I think, with it being week 8, I think this is going to be when we see Bo Nix, hitting his strides and looking like Bo Nix, right? Granted, I think he's going to look good all year. But I think at this point of the season, we're going to really see him hitting on all cylinders. Dallas's run game is fucking terrible. With all due respect, I don't believe I'm worried about Javonte Williams, Jaden Blue, and Miles Sanders. So they're going to try to beat us in the pass game. And
that's a crazy trio. That is one of the worst trios I've ever heard.
I think they're going to try to beat us in the pass game with CD and George Pickens, and it's not going to be that easy. And I think that their defense I think it's good, but I don't believe in Shoddy. I think Brian Schottenheimer is a fraud. I think he gets fired after 1 year. We're gonna whoop the Cowboys' ass, bro. Once again, not worried at all.
Facts. Week 9 going on the road. I will be at that game. Oh, I didn't realize that game is the day for my birthday. I will most definitely be at that game.
You can turn it up.
Birthday gift. Yeah. So the Texans. On the road, I'm gonna go to Broncos. I think this was gonna be a really good game. No, I think this is gonna be like our teams are very similar. Very, 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 very similar. Like we're not the most explosive offensive teams, but we can put up points when we need to. But both of these teams are defensive minded, bro. Like, I'm sorry, like even though Sean's our head coach, but this team is built by the defense, and they go as far as really kind of defense can take them, honestly. Like, I definitely think this one's going to be like, I went to the one a few years ago when Russ threw those 3 straight picks. I think we win the game because I think, we're just Bo Nix is better. And, I I just think we win this game. I like our matchups. I like how we match up against them, but I do think it's going to be a tough battle, though. I think it's going to be a really tough battle. I think Stingley might take Court completely out this game, but I think us being able to run the ball is going to be a huge difference. But the Texans, in my opinion, have a top 3 defense in the league. I think it's us, Philly, and them. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, it's gonna be a dogfight. The final score of this game might be like crazily like 20-17 or some shit like that. It's gonna be a dogfight, but I'm gonna take us in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think where Houston is going to struggle is their offensive line, and I think that's gonna make the game harder on them. I do agree with the take on their defense. I think they have a top 3 defense in the league, and I think when we talk about AFC defenses, they're right there with us. If their offensive line isn't better than last year, C.J. Stroud is going to get destroyed by Nick Benito and Jonathan Cooper and the defensive line. The Texans' O-line has to be good for them to be competitive in this game, in my opinion. If not, then Bo Nix is going to be on the field way more than C.J. Stroud, which is going to equivalent to a win. I do think it's going to be close, though. I think, like you said, it's going to be maybe a game where Denver wins by a field goal. I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, one thing I do want to point out is their offensive line. It's not that great. So that's one thing Denver does have in their favor, but we got to see how it is. I'm saying everything is going into the season. It doesn't look that good on paper going into the season, so we got to see how it turns out. The Raiders, we already really talked about the Raiders, honestly. I think me and Trav both said we think they're gonna win both of these games. They did get better with Pete Carroll, Geno Smith. They brought in Genty, but I just think from a talent aspect, I think it's gonna be hell for them against us. I think it's a divisional matchup, so it's always gonna be a little battle. Both of our games, the Raiders were kind of battles a little bit, but the Broncos always found a way to pull away late in the game and kind of stamp their victory. Which I think it could be the same thing this year. But yeah, let's jump to week 11. Kansas City. This was in Denver. So you said you think they lose the Christmas game. I think you said it before the episode that you think they're gonna lose the Christmas game to Kansas City and we'll win the week 11 game.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't know. I could see a scenario where we sweep Kansas City. Real talk, we should have swept them last year. We being so 100 right now. We should have swept them last year, but I'm gonna keep it humble. I'm gonna say we split with them. I think I'm gonna do you one better. Well, nah, I agree. I think we win this game, and I think we lose the one on Christmas. I just think with the Chiefs, like, I think they had a really solid draft. I think they had a really damn good draft. But I think in terms of the line, it's kind of a wait and see. We got to see how that line looks going into this year. They are getting Rashee Rice back. I think Rashad Smith is going to be a day one starter for them out the gate. Jalen Royals too. I cannot believe they got both of them. It's just unfucking real that happened still to me. But I think they definitely did get more weapons. But I'm interested to see how that offensive line looks because if it's as bad as it was last year, we might sweep these boys. I'm going to be so real. If their offensive line is as bad as it, because look, they lost Tooney, bro. They brought back Trey Smith on that tag, but who did they sign? They signed boy from the Niners. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember either. But then they drafted an O lineman that has a pretty bad injury history as well.
Yeah, Josh Simmons, right?
Yeah.
Let me see, because what was his name? It wasn't Dan Moore. What was his name Jalen Moore. Yeah, they signed Jalen Moore, but as of right now, I don't even know Josh Simmons, like what he's going to do because they gave Jalen Moore a lot of money and they still got Jawan Taylor. So maybe Josh Simmons takes his spot or you never know. But like Kingsley, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. I don't want to disrespect him. Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith are still pretty good, but I think hey, man, I think they could feast on this line. And their receivers are solid. I think Rashee Rice is solid, but I think our secondary can handle the rest of those guys. I think Travis Kelce, we kind of seen what he was last year. Maybe he said he'd get in better shape, so we'll see. But, like, the amount of DBs we have, this is a game we're going to need all hands on deck. We're going to need Jaquan. He's probably going to play a lot in this game. Jahdae Barron, because they're probably going to put Pat on Kelce. But I do think now you have a lot of great cover guys to rotate where it doesn't just have to be Pat on Kelce the whole game. But I like our chances in week 11. I think we dropped the one at Christmas in a close game. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs. But all I'm going to say is they line bad, Trav. We might sweep them, bro. This might be the year.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they could take a step back. And if their O line is not good, I do think that Denver's defense is going to take a book out of Vic Fangio's book and send the dogs, because they kind of exposed how you beat the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes in that Super Bowl game. And I think Denver has the defense to do so. I'm just gonna eat the humble pie right now, and just be humble.
Yeah, I'm being humble.
I think we beat them at home. Get that big win against them with their starters, because we've heard, oh, you only beat us because our bench players were playing, but people want to take away the fact that Alex Forsyth laid on his back and gave the Chiefs a free win, because Will Lutz would have hit it, we would have beat them. It'd have been game.
Crazy. It's sick.
But I have Denver, winning in Denver against KC week 11. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Denver pulls away with it.
Facts. We got our bye week, week 12. Shout out to Leaf giving us another late bye week. I think that's going to be perfect for us, like how we had it late in the year. I think last year ours was like week 14, though, but I think week 12 is still solid. I can't remember. Do you remember?
It was late. Yeah, I think it may have been week 12.
Yeah, but I love it, man, regardless. Week 13, the Commanders, Sunday Night Football in Washington. I believe this is a game we'll drop. I have to give us a loss. I have to give us some losses. I think this is a game we could lose. I think the Commanders, they're a well-coached team. They brought in some really good additions, bringing in Debo, bringing in Laramie Tunsil. I don't think those are like the best long-term, guys, but I definitely think it's an upgrade over what they had. And I just think that's going to be a very scrappy game. It's going to have the hype between the two rookie quarterbacks we all know. But I definitely think this is a game where it could be a little tougher, bro. I think Dan Quinn is really good against, young quarterbacks. I think he's going to really throw out his best for Bo Nix. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be now. Look, the one advantage we do have is our defense. I think them going into the season, we can stop them in the rushing game and force Jaden Daniels to really start airing that boy out. And you got Pat on Terry McLaurin. Hey man, things could get really ugly. Things could get really ugly really quick for them boys. But I'm gonna be humble and I gotta give us some losses. So I'm gonna take this one as the L.
Yeah, I agree. Come week 12, though, coming off the bye, depending on what it looks like in the regular season, I may think different. I think our defense is way better than their defense, and I think that's going to be the difference maker. But I do think I'm going to just right now, early prediction, I'm going to give us a loss. Right now for this game, because like JMX said, we got to give them losses somewhere. Yeah. But it's very situational. If we beat the Texans, Raiders, or if we beat the Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders, and Chiefs, and then come off that bye, you're coming off that bye hot.
You're coming off that bye on essentially, like we said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a 6-game winning streak.
So it could look different than what we're saying.
Denver probably be favored. We coming off a 6-game win streak with 2 losses on the year. We'll probably be favored.
I think it's going to be close. I just think Jaden Daniels at home. It's going to be a battle, but
rusty. The offense be a little rusty. Yeah,
it's going to be a battle. Right now, I'm going to give us the loss. But this isn't, it's not written in stone. Holler at me about week 12, and I'll tell you how I feel about going into week 13.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so real. We 8-2 going into the bye. I'm talking crazy. 8-2?
Yeah, hey, that it's this schedule is very favorable.
Bro, 8-2 going into the bye week. Oh, my God, I'm picking us to win. I don't care, but you gotta be humble. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
We got the Raiders week 14. Going into the next week, we got to talk about the Raiders. So going to the next week, Green Bay in Denver. I think that's a dub. Respectfully, I think that's a dub. We beat them last time it was here. It was a little close game. Went down to the wire. Shout out to PJ Locke for that game-winning pick. But I think this one is going to be a really tough game for Green Bay on the road. I think our defense. I think we kind of match up a lot well because they have a lot of gadget guys like us. They got a lot of different guys. Watson is really good. Dowds is really good. Golden, Jaden Reed. They got a lot of guys that can, it could cause the secondary just a little bit of problems with their speed and everything like that. And you got Josh Jacobs, who this man loved Denver, boy. Lord Jesus. And their offensive line is really solid. So I think that'll be a really tough matchup for our defense. I think Green Bay may pose us a little bit of problems. But I do think, now look, this is a game we could drop. Realistically, this game we could drop. I'm not saying it's just set in stone, but I think us being at home and Jordan Love, usually he don't give you that one game where he forced some shit. That's what I'm gonna bank on. I'm gonna take Denver.
Yeah, I agree. I think when the pressure comes, we kind of seen with Jordan Love in the playoffs, when the pressure's there, he's going to throw the ball to the defense. So I think I'm going to take Denver. I think it's going to be a close one, nail biter. I think Denver's defense wins this game for them. And I also think R.J. Harvey could have a really good game.
Against
the Packers. I think we could see a 100-yard rush, 100 yards this game for Harvey. Yeah, I think it could be close. I think there's a possibility we drop this game, like you said, because they are a pretty well-rounded team, well-coached team. But I got us in a close one at home. So.
Facts. Going on to the next game, Jacksonville in Denver. Shout out to them for giving us back-to-back home games, man. I'm going to go with Denver, obviously. I do not think Jacksonville is – I don't think that they're ready to, come into – see, now, look, this could be a trap game. You got Travis, you got Brian Thomas. Jacksonville always – every time we play Jacksonville, besides that London game, remember when Gardner Minshew came in here and played like the greatest quarterback we ever seen? I'm hoping that it's not the case. But Trevor Lawrence, he does have his moments. I think this will be a tougher game than people think going into it. But I think the Broncos pull it out. We got this game at home. I think Liam Cohen versus Vance Joseph, we're going to see how that is. Last year, we kind of saw how it was. And Van Joseph did get the best of him when we played Tampa. And that offense was pretty much non-existent in that game. So, and definitely way worse situation over there in Jacksonville. So I definitely think that this is a game where, they're going to go in and take care of business at home, man. The only thing that worries me is Travis Hunter back in Colorado might want to play a little crazy. But I'm trusting our guys in this one. I think it's a game where the defense just overpowered Jacksonville's offense, and we could, win this game pretty easily. Get turnovers.
Yeah, I agree. I think the defense is going to be big here. Like you said, with Vance Joseph, whooping the Bucs with Liam Cohen as their offensive coordinator. I also think Denver's offense is going to shine in this game. I don't think anybody is scared of Jacksonville's defense.
Facts.
I think Denver controls the game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I think Denver's going to have a really good time of possession this game against the Jags. I think it could be a trap game, but we can say that about any game. I think Denver handles this game with ease. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be under pressure all game, and under pressure, Trevor Lawrence isn't good. So,
yeah, I agree. And I think that's pretty much it. We got the Chiefs and the Chargers finished off the year. I think we both got that Christmas as a loss, and then I got them winning this Chargers game. So that's pretty much it for the schedule. But Trav, so with all that, so what's your ceiling for the Broncos? What's your floor?
I would say my ceiling for the Broncos is they win 13 games, easily walk into the playoffs. Sean Payton proves the world that he can build a team and make wonders happen. My floor would be 9-8. Would be the absolute worst we could be. Based off of last year, which I don't think that's going to happen. We only got better, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off floor 9-8. Our ceiling, I'm gonna go 12-5. I think that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think it's some games we could drop that we brought up, but I think if our floor is 9-8, 10-7, I'm gonna go 9-8. But even if we go 10-7, I wouldn't even say it's a disappointing year because we overexceeded expectations last year. You know what I'm saying? And I think this year, say we lose 7 games, but we still make the playoffs. I'm just fine with that. So yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I'm gonna go a game less on the ceiling, but hey, man, I feel you though. This schedule can be very favorable if everything pans out like how we want it to. But just going into the year, the Broncos are favored in 12 of their 17 games. The games that they're dogs against, I think, is it's both game against the Chiefs, the game against the Commanders, the game against Philly, and the game against the Texans, and I think that's it. Oh yeah, and one game against the Chargers. So yeah, so those are the games that we're not favored in. And shoot, hey man, shout out. I want to say shout out to the NFL. NFL got us making the playoffs. They put out their playoff predictions. They got us as a wild card team. I think they got us as the sixth seed. Yeah, they got us as the sixth seed, and they got us playing Kansas City. But just shout out to them for having us make the playoffs. I know a lot of people really don't have us making the playoffs at all, but they do. And then lastly, shout out to Fox. Fox put out their their playoff predictions going into the season. They have the Broncos as the third seed in the AFC, playing Kansas City as the sixth seed, and they have us beating them in the wild card round. Says here 13-10. They have us beating the Chiefs in Denver, and then going into the next round and losing to Buffalo by 3 points. So hey man, that's just a little interesting. I just want to point that out there that there is some faith in the Broncos going into the season. A lot of people, the expectation for us to kind of have the same mindset, kind of how we left off last year. Being a playoff team, being a contender team. So I definitely think there's something to look forward to. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm excited for the season, Trav. But how do you feel about them having the Broncos make the playoffs?
I think that it's it was proven last year. I mean, yeah, Denver did exceed expectations. Considering everybody thought they were going to be horrible.
Yeah.
I think Denver makes it again. I mean, I think that they're banking on the fact that Denver got better pretty much everywhere, everywhere in need. Right, running back added another receiver. The defense got solidified, and I seen Chris Harris talk about this, and he was like, Denver's, I was a part of No Fly Zone, but I think that this Broncos defense could be just as good as what No Fly Zone was, but in the modern day. And I think, the fact that they're talking about, what we did in the offseason, good teams that are looking to win a championship, they fill holes in the defense to get a defensive championship roster. And I feel like that's what Denver did. Denver's building for a championship through the defense.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that that's kind of the mindset going into this year. We're gonna go as far as the defense is gonna take us, and if I think we're gonna have a historic defense, bro. And I think it's gonna be, even if I think guys do go down throughout the season, I think we have put this defense in position to where we got capable backups coming in like we did last year. Like I said, a lot of our starters got pushed to backup roles, and I think that's going to do wonders for this defense more than people think. Like when we won the Super Bowl, bro, we had insane depth. We had Shaq Barrett and Shane Ray as backups, bro. Like that's crazy. Like Shaq Barrett left Denver and was in multiple time Pro Bowler, All Pro player, led the league in sacks. Like that's the depth we had there. I definitely think that this defense could be even deeper because of how like the depth that we have at safety and at corner. We didn't have this much depth. Those guys played really healthy. We didn't have Jaquan McMillan as our fourth best corner and Chris Edmonds-Drain as our fifth best corner. We didn't have that type of talent, man. So, and PJ Locke is the backup. So, like, we just didn't have that. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for the season. I definitely think we do make the playoffs again. I think there's gonna be a lot of overreaction like it is every year. But I think all in all, man, I trust Sean. I trust Bo. I think people saying Bo having this type of sophomore slump, and I want your kind of thoughts on that too. Like I definitely think a sophomore slump. I think it really all depends on the situation. Like say, for example, offensive line takes a massive step back. I think it could lead to a sophomore slump for Bo, kind of like we saw with CJ. But I don't see it happening. I think they did. We did a really good job bringing in great offensive linemen, bro. Garrett Bowles, I think, is still really good. Mike McGlinchey, damn good year. Quinn Miners is an All-Pro. Ben Powers is solid. Wattenberg is solid. And they were our top two offensive line in the league last year, top three. You want to put them behind Detroit, put them behind Philly, whatever you want to, but I don't think Bo's going to take a sophomore slump. I know that's the biggest question mark people have going into the season, but what do you think about Bo? Do you think he will have a sophomore slump, or you think it'll be kind of like a little upgrade from last year?
No, I don't think he takes a step back. Even if the O-line was to regress a little bit, I think when we talk about Bo Nix's awareness and the quickness of getting the ball out of the pocket, he does it at a high level, and he's efficient getting the ball out fast. I think Bo Nix has a huge jump from last year, passing the football. As a rookie, he led the league in passing yards as a rookie, or for all rookies, led the rookies in passing yards and passing touchdowns. people might think I'm crazy. I think Bo Nix is gonna pass for close to 4,000. I think he's gonna be right there, like 3,900 passing yards. Um,
Thanks.
and he's gonna have a dominant year. I don't think he's gonna have to run the football as much. Yeah, last year he had 400 rushing yards, 4 rushing TDs. I think with R.J. Harvey and getting to see what Estime can truly be, and still flowering in Jalil, I think that I don't think he's going to have to run the ball as much.
Yeah, but I would not be mad at him running the ball more, like just in implementing it in the offense on some
Oh, of
plays.
course.
Yeah, because I do think he is a true dual threat quarterback, and I definitely think he can use those legs as like our X factor in some on some games, some possessions. Um, but yeah, so I think that's it. Did you want to cover anything else? Because I think we did everything. Oh, I'm sorry. Talk about Brock Purdy deal real quick. We ain't got to harp on this too long. What do you think? Say Bo, does really well. Like, do you think he's going to get paid more than Purdy? Okay, just say for example, like we don't go to a Super Bowl by the time Bo needs a contract. Like, do you think that's something Denver like is Denver going to pay him that type of money, or do you think he gets something less? I mean, it's all projection based, but like as of how we're projecting now, do you think that Bo's going to get more than Brock, or you think like ain't no way in hell they giving Bo Nix over $50 million this season?
If Bo Nix continues to play the way he did last year, but better, I don't think it necessarily matters about Super Bowls. I think if Bo Nix is in the top 10, top 8 range, or higher, quarterback wise in the league, I think where Denver's had a hole at quarterback for so long prior to this, um, I think that he's going to be. Man, I don't want to say that. I think that he's going to be up there. I think by the
Yeah,
time he gets paid, you could be looking at a 5-year, $300 million contract for Bo Nix. That's just going to be what the market is, and that's the truth. Do I think Bo Nix plays to the potential to get that? Yeah, I think with Sean Payton, it's just the scheme fit is so good. As long as Bo Nix stays healthy, with Sean Payton, I think he's going to put up the numbers to get paid. And uh,
yeah,
we've seen Trevor Lawrence, which is, in my opinion, terrible as a quarter. Like he's had
yeah.
moments, but I think he's a terrible QB. And he was at one point the highest paid quarterback in the league.
In league history. Yeah, I agree with what you said. I think that we could see a scenario where if we are having a lot of success, him kind of do like what Josh and Pat did a little bit and take like I think Pat didn't pass on like a 10-year deal. Like I could see them
Yeah.
going to and be like, look, we'll pay you this long, but less per year to kind of still be able to build rosters around you to contend. And I could definitely think that that's something that Denver could do. Like kind of similar to not kind of similar to like how Pat deal was constructed is what I'm trying to say. I don't think that it'll be like a 5-year deal. I can see them being like, man, we're gonna resign you to a 7-year deal, but we're gonna space this money out even more towards the back end of your contract, throw you more guaranteed money. So just in case you get hurt, you know what I'm saying, you still get a lot of that money guaranteed. But I don't know if they'll approach it like a 4-year deal or a 5-year extension because that's a lot of money per season. I think the Broncos know like especially in this league, you want to win, bro. You got to be able to put top talent around your quarterback and be able to like you can't be like Cincinnati, bro. And how they've done, they have been terrible, like in terms of constructing their roster after getting their star quarterback. So I definitely think that's something to look forward to. But I just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Unless Trav has something he wants to bring up, I think that's gonna do it.
Um, yeah, I mean, the last thing I'll say is like with the longer term deal, I could see that being a very big possibility considering the age. Because I
Yeah,
mean, looking at Bo Nix's age, I mean, if we do a 4-year or a 5-year deal, you're probably only going to have him for that contract, maybe one more after that, depending on age and health. I think if you extend him to like a 7-year deal, um, that then you're looking at him being your franchise guy until he pretty much wraps it up. So
yeah,
I could see us going that route, considering that the whole at QB has been what it has been. But either way, I just hope Bo Nix continues to play at a high level and puts Denver in winning situations. And I hope that he is our guy for at least 10 years. I'm gonna be honest. I hope we have him for at least 10 more years, which I can
Yeah,
see very, very possible.
yeah, I agree. Last thing I do want to say is that Greg Penner did say that the team absolute goal is to win the division for this year. So, hey man, the Broncos got their work cut out for them. But yeah, man, I think it's gonna be a really good season. I think the schedule works in our favor. And yeah, man, I'm excited. I know Trav is. Trav's gonna be at that week 1 game. Make sure you be giving us some good clips, my boy. But yeah, that's gonna
Oh,
do it
well.
for this episode. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. Make sure you guys keep showing us love. But last episode did really good. Keep showing us some love. Make sure to leave like, comments, and hit that sub button, man. Keep showing us some love, man. We trying to go up, man, for real. And we love all you guys. Real talk, we love all you guys. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. To the next one. Peace out.
Peace out.